minutes. By miracle, I hope I succeed. So my name is Daniel Bell. I'm a member of Atelier LUMA also. So what I'm going to present today is LINA. LINA is a European program that we've collaborated with for 3 years. It's co-funded by Creative Europe, so that's where we receive the funding to work on the program. LINA itself stands for Learning, Interacting, Networking and Architecture. It's quite a large organization with lots of members. There's 34 different members across 28 different countries. I've tried to kind of highlight some of them. Some are sort of more established players in architecture, like the Mies van der Rohe Foundation. Others are kind of more starting up. There's some members coming from Ukraine, Kosovo. So it's a good sort of mix between East and West, and it becomes a space for architectural practice and discourse to really take place across the European continent. One of its main goals is steering design building processes towards regenerative practices and principles of degrowth. This is really what it's trying to achieve. There's 3 open calls each year. We've received over 1,000 applications from emerging practitioners. 75 have been selected to become LINA members. And what LINA does is sort of makes events that can include lectures, writing, teaching, material research, et cetera, et cetera. It gets 2 million, and then another 500,000 is co-financed by the members. So Atelier LUMA ourselves, we kind of receive around 20,000 a year to sort of actually do it. So it's quite a small fund, but we try to do a lot with it. So far we've welcomed nine fellows throughout the years. And here's just, they do architectural programs. I've just selected a couple to sort of show on the screen. One I sort of want to focus on is material and processes. That's by the TU, the Technical University of Vienna, because then here we see the sort of magic of, we see a bit the magic of LINA and what it's able to do. Us and the TUV haven't actually formally collaborated, but there's been lots of conversations between us over the 3 years. We've chosen the same fellows often by accident. And there's often these conversations happening between us, the fellows we choose, the fellows they choose, and kind of running these programs. So for the last 3 years, the TUV has used LINA fellows to adapt this architectural program. So here they've really begun to implement this sort of bioregional thinking within their actual architectural studios. And this exhibition that I took some photos of last week, you see the kind of outcome of all this work, these sort of 3 years of working. This is the first one that they've done in a part of Austria, where they were really doing a lot of these same processes that we've been talking about with BC, with Sandra, and with Clara, looking at the materials, trying to prototype, trying to make different types of architectures, doing publications alongside it. This is from last year, where they mounted what's called a biofabric. A biofabric is an idea that originally came from the Atelier, and it was through a collaboration between XIXᵉ and us, and then this kind of biofabric then began to unfold within this LINA collaboration with the TUV. From that, now you've got BC Materials involved in taking it all further, where they made a brick. So there's really lots of interesting, beautiful, great things happening there. The next one I want to try to touch on, and this kind of brings a bit the link, is what we've done. So these are the 9 fellows we've worked with and the kind of different projects they have done. We always try and combine them with people from the Atelier to make this link, because what we're trying to do is take research that's maybe already happening at the Atelier or sort of not happening enough, and sort of combine it with a LINA fellow to try and give some extra energy, bring their practice, their expertise in, and sort of go a little bit further. So I'll focus a little bit on Jakob toward a bioregional model. This was his focus of his LINA fellowship. And he tried to map basically what we were doing. So he looked at the Camargue, what we were doing, and then he used these 2 sites in Austria. The one I'm going to sort of focus on is Salzkammergut site, because with the Salzkammergut site, he was sort of looking at what they might be able to do and posed the question, if he tried to make the approach that we're doing here, there, what sort of could be the outcome? And he developed these 2 projects during his time here, but then after, Biofabric Vienna and Biofabric Salzkammergut. So that's a way to sort of take the methodology and then in a very quick period of time, try and show what the sort of possibilities are. So with the Climate Biennale in Vienna last year. They tested this biofabric in combination with the students from the TUV, assembled this sort of network of partners. Some could co-finance the project, some were there for, as us, Atelier, we were there as a kind of more consulting member to sort of help them develop and deliver the program. There were sort of specific focuses of each group during this kind of very intense 100 days of trying to, let's say, prototype a biofabric. One that they focused on was material assemblies, where they actually developed this brick coming from the different sort of waste products that were available in the sort of Vienna region. And then from that brick, they held a design competition. They were able to sort of make this space, cafe, bar, tables, et cetera, et cetera. And then from that, you have Wienerberger, I think they're Wienerberger, if I pronounced that right, and also the new metro line that's being constructed. And with these two people, they have then launched this other collaboration with BC Materials, the students in TUV, and then they're really trying to go much further with this brick and actually sort of commercialize it. The last one I'm going to try to do really, really quickly because I just want to show a bit of the sort of research that we ended up doing with some of the other fellows. So last logs of the project with Superposition and Arno Magnan, one of the members of the Atelier, where they looked at Aleppo pine. It's a subject that we wanted to look at for years and years at the Atelier, but we never quite had the something happening where we could get it into a project. So we really wanted to take the opportunity of LINA, working with Superposition to sort of go a bit further with this Aleppo pine research. And these are these steps coming back in, so find, connect, et cetera, et cetera. We try and find reasons for what we can do in each part of it, what we need to focus on, what we sort of need to look at. The Aleppo pine became a very focus of it because we realized that a lot of the Aleppo pine was being used for sort of biomass burning and these types of things. So we began looking at examples of how you might use a tree which is a bit gnarly, a bit weird, a bit small, and begin to think of other ways of using it within architectural systems. So here we began making handmade prototypes where you might think about a node of the Aleppo pine and begin to find ways to machine it, to use it as a structural node, and then to include it within a sort of architectural system. So this is sort of how far we ended up getting with this project, was a sort of micro-architecture that you can combine different elements of Aleppo pine through a 5-axis machining, and then create a sort of architectural system. So this was the research that we'd done more or less over 6 months, but really working for about 4 weeks. This is as far as we got. If anybody in the audience is really interested in this going further, please come and see me afterwards, because I'd really like to go further. Sorry, and I'll just end with this. The magic of LINA is getting all of these people together. So this is a picture I took last week involving practitioners, people. There's some people here in the crowd in this photo. Sorry, I'm probably embarrassing you. But it's really magic because you have all of the different voices coming, you're sharing expertise, and you're trying to sort of push it further. LINA weaves a common thread through Europe's diverse territories, quietly stitching together new possibilities between people, places, and practices. Thank you.